Hi folks, Matt Hoiser here. I just want to say a couple things about enhanced test automation with WebdriverIO by Paul Grossman and Larry Goddard. I've known them in the community for a while now, Paul longer, and they have genuine expertise. So the problem we see in software testing, one of many, is that people come along and see a simple, easy, repeatable process that should just be automated by code and say, oh, you should just automate it. They write some open source framework. The open source framework gets out of date, and there's a million dependencies, and there's code to update the dependencies, and then it doesn't work with the dependencies, don't work with each other, and there's a whole thing, and then you ask somebody and they say, oh, no problem, here's how you do it, but they're using the wrong package manager, so it doesn't work. Really common. So how do you fix that? Well, you'd want to find the tool that is the most stabilist, mature, and that's WebdriverIO, right? And then you want a guide to how to install it that really goes into depth, that's going to last long enough that it's not out of date the moment that you make it. Then you want to know how to deal with all the little idiosyncrasies of the tool. So, for example, GUI-based test automation is really slow. One of the things WebDriver does for you is does everything at the same time. So username, password, submit button all at the same time. Well, you kind of need to press the submit button last, right? So there are ways to deal with asynchronous transactions. The book's got it. Another problem is wait states. And there's always this little bit of code you want to build that basically waits for your element to show up in the page to be loaded and then click the thing, or have timeouts. And then how do you make them so that they're consistent and you can just change all the timeouts by a little bit. These little patterns, if you don't have them in place, then your app, it's going to take longer and longer and longer. You're going to write more tests. They're going to run one after each other. It's going to take longer and longer to run. And then 1, 2, 3 years, probably about the time the person who designed the thing left who could actually fix it, it's going to fall apart. You're going to have some emergency. You're going to have to hit some deadline. The UI is going to change a lot. You're going to throw it all away. And it's not really going to add a lot of value. And now you got nothing. So if you don't want that to happen and you want to learn a test automation framework, I recommend the WebdriverIO book. It's fit for that purpose. So I hope that helps and wasn't too long. Thanks.